Welcome to Get Good.
Welcome to Get
Duelists. Welcome.
Good. Shout out DB Grinder.
Yeah, again, every time.
Dude,
Why?
Because yesterday we posted the YuGiOh deck profile, and
Yes,
somebody
that
was
was
like,
hilarious.
somebody commented, or a bunch of people commented, but somebody commented that was like, man, Joe Gold sure looks different than I remember him, or something like that. And DB Grinder commented, no, that's him.
That's crazy.
That's really gonna mess with people though. Like imagine like you start doing all of my deck profiles, Isaiah starts doing all yours, I start doing all Isaiah's, and like we start switching around, people are gonna be like, Logan or
Dude,
Isaiah.
I already get enough of Aaron. I be playing people, and they're like, "You're not playing Labyrinth?" I'm like, "No, not me. I ain't playing that deck. Never have."
That's not true.
I did for a little bit, yeah.
You
but
played it for a while,
not-
actually.
maybe I didn't play it long enough. That was the problem.
It was fun, though, because Joe was trying to get Charlie to do his deck profile, and Charlie's like, oh, I don't want to do another deck profile, man. And then,
Hello.
like halfway through, Charlie just looks at us. He's like, and came over and took the cards.
The event was cool though.
Yeah, it was cool.
You bailed.
TT's always cool.
I didn't bail.
Bell?
He didn't go to the event because he
Bail.
bailed.
Okay. Yeah, okay.
Gage bailed on me.
We're going to out-gauge real quick.
Okay,
ahead.
so Gage messages me on Monday and says, "Hey, are you going to go to the regional on Saturday?" And I said, "Sure." And he said, "You want to ride together?" Or I asked him if he wanted to ride together. He said, "Sure. OG car, me, you, and Tay." And I said, "I don't know. Minsu might be coming up too, so like he might go with us." He said, "All right, bet." Later in the week, I don't hear nothing from Gage.
Yeah.
Waiting longer. It's like Friday night. I'm like, I better message Gage. Then I see Tavion post in the group chat that his car bailed. I said, "Your car bailed? I'm in your car."
Bro. Yeah. What'd he bail for, Logan?
A date. No, he didn't. The
Nah.
question that you're thinking in your head, no.
No, he didn't.
I'm not going to go any further.
It wasn't worth it.
Oh, no.
There's not going to be a second date. So.
We were at a function the next day on Sunday, and Gage got there, and I said, "Hey, Gage, I need to ask you a question."
Nope.
And I asked him that question, and he said, "No,
No.
I didn't." He said his actual, do you want the Gage quote? Do you want the exact quote
No.
without being explicit?
I know exactly what
Do
the
you?
quote is, yes.
Yeah, poor Gage. Anyway, he would have had a much better time if he went to the Through the Decades regional, Louisville, Kentucky.
Yes.
That's true. It was fun. Great time.
It's been fun. We have, for a while, we had some like dry period of regionals where I think for a long time I've just gone to YCSs. Like
I've been to
basically
two
gone no
regionals this season.
This was my second, I think. So it's like now we're opening back up to the regional season where there are a bunch of regionals around us. We had Through the Decades this past weekend. This weekend there's a bunch. Philly's not near us, but there's a Philly regional. There's one in Duluth, which is Atlanta basically, and then there's also one in Pittsburgh,
Yeah.
North Carolina.
On Sunday. And then next weekend is
It's Ohio, it's Columbus,
Columbus
and then
Alabama, Tuscaloosa.
Yeah, don't go to Tuscaloosa.
But Cody's going to
Don't.
Tuscaloosa.
What?
Cody's going to Tuscaloosa.
He is.
Well, last time I went to Tuscaloosa, the head judge and TO gave me a game loss. So, I don't know.
The last
I don't
time
like
I
it.
went to Tuscaloosa, it was so hot that the judges were holding fans
Yeah.
for the players.
Yeah,
That's
pretty
crazy.
awful.
It was so hot. And me and Tavion drove so long
Dude.
for 3 points combined.
It's just not a good time. I don't know.
We both got points.
But
Combined is crazy.
let us know where you guys are going. I will definitely be in Duluth. Tavion is trying to convince me to go to both. I don't know about it. We might be at both. But definitely Duluth.
You could convince Gage to drive since he doesn't work and he's not going to the one on Saturday.
Good idea. All right. I'll be in Duluth and I'll be in Pittsburgh. Gage is driving.
Guaranteed.
Shout out to Chick-fil-A.
He is off.
All right. So, enough about Gage. He's dead to me. Not actually. Let's talk about YuGiOh, man.
Yes, sir.
What have you guys been cooking up? I see a Sevatachyon in your deck.
There is. I'm playing a good deck, unfortunately. I've been cooking up, and it might be out before this, but I'm going to post a video about it. It's a really cool deck I've been playing, but I've been cooking it up. It is. I was telling Isaiah this yesterday. I think that it's actually not a bad deck. There's it's a ritual deck, so there's a bunch of bricks in the deck, but I think it's like a 7 out of 10 on like the scale of like a good deck. But everything else right now in the meta is like a 10 or 11. So it's like a 7's just not going to keep up.
I went undefeated at locals or rescue ace.
Exactly.
That's the deck.
Locals is a little different. I went undefeated at locals too, but I don't know about it at regional.
Oh no, do not play rescue ace.
Yeah.
I mean, rescue ace topped the what was the YCS before? Houston? Yeah. Topped Houston.
Yeah.
It was, but no, I've been cooking that up. I've been playing a little bit. I've currently been trying to for the last few days, and let me know if you guys have anything you've cooked up with this, because this is like the next thing I want to try. The rank 4, what is it called? The new rank 4 that ritual summons.
Code Igniter.
Code Igniter. So I've been wanting, like today, I've been racking my mind, looking at cards, reading cards, trying to cook up some combo with that card. Where you can play it in Ryziel, add a ritual monster, and then ritual summon and get you to like a unique inboard before you lock yourself with Ryziels. I have found a couple of cool options, but just the fact that it can add a Cyburst ritual for free and then ritual summon. And I was looking at, if you ritual summon something that's like level 4 or lower, you can just tribute a Ryziel monster or one of your reptiles and then get something cool with that. But that's what I'm currently hooking up.
I have been not really playing current Yu-Gi-Oh! I have been playing mostly post battles. Yep. Because Tom's going to be playing in German Nationals, and I've been trying to help him as much as possible.
It's in 2 weeks, right?
It's in 2 to 3 weeks. I think it's in 3 weeks.
Yep.
And I really like the Orcus deck. The deck's sick. I've been playing a lot of that deck. And the win rate's actually been surprisingly really good. That deck actually has a really good Mitsurugi matchup. And that may not be like very obvious to most people, but the actual funny thing is the reason it has a good matchup against Mitsurugi mainly is because people don't know how to play against Orcus yet.
Yeah.
And it's because like they'll use Murakumo to make you discard cards, and then you'll discard cards that are extenders to make you keep going. And the deck's just like super grindy because it just outgrinds the Mitsurugi engine.
And it can play Impulse.
It can play Impulse if you don't play the Fiendsmith engine. But I've been playing the Fiendsmith engine. And it's been really good because it kind of feels very similar to if like you open Harp, right? Like Harp or any of the names, one of your starters trades with multiple of your opponent's hand traps because it's like 2 different pushes with one starter. Because you like normal Harp, make the Link 1 adds discards a card, adds an extender, special summons that, you make Moon. And then if all of that gets stopped, you Harp effect summon out Gearsu and then Orcus combo. So it's like your one starter, you need 2 hand traps for their one starter. And that's super, super good. Feels like circular, honestly.
I mean, honestly.
I hate circular. Can't stand it.
He's back.
The other stuff, though, for battles doesn't seem like that good right now. The Punk stuff, I mean, I would have to be proven wrong, but it looks like a deck that's just like, it loses to Droll and it doesn't do as much as the other decks. And then, like, other than that, Gym Knights, there's just not enough good stuff to end on that I found. I don't know. I don't want to leak too much stuff, obviously, because he has a tournament, but I don't know. I really like the Orcus deck, and it's just, I don't know how good it actually is. It's probably not like the best deck, but it's super fun. Like, super, super fun to play. So,
and
I really
mean,
like that deck.
Going into a tournament like that, when a deck just released, just playing the new deck, even if it's like, let's say, half a tier below the other decks, gives you an edge, right? Because a lot of the higher level people will have been playtesting it, but 85% of the people you're going to play have not been playtesting against it.
And I think it's cool because, like, a lot of people's arguments for, like, decks like that is, like, why would you play that deck? You're also just getting hit by the same stuff that the other good decks are getting hit by, i.e. Lancia, right? That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And, like, I agree with them in most cases, but with the Orcus deck, your one starter gets into the Fiendsmith engine. So, like, your one starter, even if they have Lancia, you still end on Caesar Trap, right? Which is you were going for it regardless.
It's really good, yeah.
So, like, you have, like, a natural, like, way to beat Lancia, which is cool. At least if you're playing the Fiendsmith version.
I like the cards. I didn't play an Orcus format. I played, like, one tournament, and then I took a break. So, like, I don't really get all the hype behind all the Orcus cards, but, like, watching you guys play them is really cool.
They grind infinite.
Yeah.
Literally infinite. It's super cool. The deck definitely has problems, though. So, like, I don't want you guys to think that I'm sitting here telling you the deck's the best deck, because I don't think it is. But it's just a deck that I really enjoy. So.
What is the best deck? Drop us an exact list. List in the comments.
It has this card in it.
I agree.
If you're not playing Mitsurugi cards right now, or a Malice deck, I think that your deck is just worse than the other decks. I think you can play any version of Mitsurugi and it's good. Whether it's, I think Ryzel's probably the most powerful. I think you can play the Fiendsmith version. You can even play Pure like we did. I think any version of Mitsurugi is just the best. And I don't think that's going to change for our NAWCQ.
I don't either.
Like,
No.
Like, we get a weird format for NAWCQ because it's a format that's never existed. Because the OCG we got swap sets from the OCG. So it's like, it's going to be weird. Like, I was talking to someone about how, like, you can't really look at the OCG for this tournament because, you know, all their deck builds and everything are completely different than what ours are going to be. Because we don't have, like, the Vanquish Soul and the Kanon cards. We just have Vanquish Soul.
They also just don't have the best deck in the game.
Yeah, exactly. They don't have that either. Was it Thomas? It was Thomas I was talking to about that.
Yeah, I mean, the new Vanquish card is crazy.
They are.
Like, the new, specifically the level 5, that card is, like, so powerful, and it's like definitely one of the best cards printed all year. Like, hands down, like, no questions asked, it's that good. But the issue is, I don't know if there's enough reward to play Vanquish Soul. If that makes sense.
No, it does. The thing about Vanquish Soul to me, though, is I think everyone I've ever talked to about Vanquish Soul, and this goes for me as well, hates playing against it. It's just so, I feel like, annoying to play against.
Really? I've never felt that.
Well, that's because you just beat everything. It doesn't matter.
You're just him.
Yeah.
No, there's some decks you sleeve up Dynamorphia and you sit across the table from me, I'm going to get really mad at you.
I think the problem with the deck is the deck can play everything. It can play Floodgates. It can play every hand trap. It can play Shifter when Shifter was live. And it also, like, the cards do a really good job of dodging interaction. What?
You played Floowandereeze for a year.
I didn't say people didn't. I didn't say people like to play against Floowandereeze.
He said he doesn't like to play against Vanquish Soul.
People did not like to play against Floowandereeze. People also don't like to play against Vanquish Soul. But I think that's
why he's playing Vanquish Soul.
I think that sentiment will carry on to, it's that kind of deck that's really annoying. It plays, like, it dodges a bunch of interaction. It can play every single, like, really good non-engine, I feel like. And also, it's getting new cards that make it more powerful and more consistent. So I think it will be seen at the event, and I think that people will be playing. I think it will do well.
I think it will too. The only thing I actually dislike about Vanquish Soul, I will say this. The only thing I hate about Vanquish Soul is heavy Borger burning for 1,500. I hate that. Like,
they have 2 burn cards as well.
They do.
Yeah, they have the trap as well.
But the trap's fine because, like, I hate that, like, when they build in time cards to engines.
Yeah.
Just because, like, I feel like it just promotes, like, that negative gameplay.
It's different when they build it into an engine card that's, like, specifically only for that. But Borger's is a good card.
Yeah.
You know, like, you play it for other reasons than just burning your opponent. You know, like,
Floowandereeze doesn't
Yeah,
have
and
a
the deck
burn card.
sometimes takes a long time to win too, which the new card does fix that. But you know what cards I'm excited for? And I think they might actually be pretty good. Now, I might be capping. Okay, I'm just going to let you know. And I don't know if you guys even know these cards are in the set. But Sky Striker gets a ton of new cards. Well, I think they only get like 3.
I mean, those 3 cards are good, though.
Those cards are very good. And I actually think it has a chance to do well. And the reason I think it has a chance to do well is because of Mitsurugi. Because I think the reason Mitsurugi is so good right now is because their cards are hard to interact with. Right?
They are.
But Sky Striker is a deck that you naturally have board breakers in your deck, which I think Mitsurugi has a problem with.
Yep.
And Shark Cannon, I imagine, destroys Mitsurugi.
Yeah. Well, and I mean, striker cards are also kind of naturally hard to interact with.
Yes.
So they have that advantage as well. And yeah, I'm sure Shark Cannon's insane.
Yeah. I'll reborn your Ame and nuke your board.
You want me to discard a card out of my hand? Now I have 3 spells for engage.
I'll activate
That's
engage.
crazy.
Would you like to make me discard another card? I'll discard a spell. Hey, look, a spell.
Now I have 3.
Hey, look, a spell.
Yeah, I think the striker cards are sick. I've seen a couple
I
talking
actually think
about
they're going to
them.
be good because
I think it's one of those decks that's, depends on who's playing it, like
So-
pilot deck.
I think the reason it might be good is because I don't know if you guys noticed this right now, but Yu-Gi-Oh isn't really explosive outside of Malice. Malice is the only what I would classify as like an explosive deck.
Yep.
Like Mitsurugi Razil, it's powerful. You make a detonator, you make an Ame, but you're not like doing like what Snake Eyes did, where like this one card generates like
A million pieces.
layers and layers of interruptions.
The thing with the Ryzel deck is it generates. You can see something like 6 times in one turn off one card, but
What do you make?
what do they do? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like it generates you like hand advantage.
We're making Dugaris.
Yeah. You're drawing 3 cards and you're searching nib, but it's not like you're adding layers and like it's not like you have
GWC.
back row and 2 layers of
yeah.
monsters and like cards in the hand. It does one thing,
Yeah, and that's kind of like what I was noticing. And if Yu-Gi-Oh is like that, I feel like a deck like Sky Striker, similar to how the pure Mitsurugi deck is. I think if Yu-Gi-Oh was a lot more explosive, pure Mitsurugi probably wouldn't be that good of a deck, right? Because the deck would just have multiple pushes. But like Sky Striker is in a similar situation where it dodges a lot of people's non-engine. It can play non-engine that are like really good, and also like the decks are kind of like bad against their cards. Like to an extent, like Detonator, you can out it really easy with Widow Anchor, stuff like that, right?
Oh yeah, no, right. If Ryzel's the best deck during that format, it's like that deck naturally just handles Ryzel.
Yeah.
Like it's insane. People were playing striker cards in Malice in large part to handle Ryzel.
Yeah.
A format ago. It's like
Yeah. Also, like you also have to think about it like this too, is that the best cards, at least the most defining cards right now in this format, in my opinion, are the Mulcharmies.
they're very good.
Not only can like Sky Striker play around the Mulcharmies very well, but also like the problem with Sky Striker is your opponent going first turn and setting up a ton of stuff. And if you can just discard a Mulcharmy and make them in on a half board, and then you Widow Anchor and engage your way through their half board, set up your interruptions, and they have like 3 cards to push to your board.
Yep.
That's like exactly what Sky Striker's always wanted.
No, I feel like you're right. Striker is probably a good choice.
You already know.
Format.
I'm going to be posting a deck profile of it.
Check the channel, baby. Yeah, and since the next big event is going to be Nats, stay tuned for some wacky deck profiles and some wacky deck ideas and builds and stuff, because
I can show my Rescue's deck. It's not good, but you can look at it.
but before Nats, I mean, leading
We'll
up
have
to
some
Nats,
fun.
we'll probably post about the new stuff and like post,
yeah, for sure.
post some deck lists and some theory and thoughts about that format. But that's 2 months away, man.
I
It's
think
like,
it will be cool. So, like in the OCG, we've seen, them putting K9 cards and everything, right? The engine that we can kind of put in everything is Mitsurugi.
yeah.
We can they're like these new decks. It might be even possible that I'm just Probably not Sky Striker.
But like
Okay.
Striker Mitsurugi is a thing they could not try.
Exactly.
We can try it.
But like you could like play Vanquish Soul Mitsurugi,
Yeah.
for example,
Yeah.
right? Overlay a Raisin and a Mad Love into a King of the Fair Limbs or something that they physically could not do.
I mean, raise a level 4, right? That's all I'm saying.
They're darks,
I'm just throwing that
which is
out
not an
there.
attribute you need, but they're darks. I don't know. I think that it would be interesting that maybe some of these like worse decks that could bridge into the Mitsurugi engine like could just be better. I don't know if it'll be better than the Rizal deck, obviously, but I think it'd be cool to maybe see some cool splashable Mitsurugi decks.
Speaking of next big event, there's a YCS this weekend. Ecuador. Think it'd be big?
Will you guys be watching? No, you won't because it's not streamed.
It's not streamed. No.
Fix this,
Yeah.
please.
But who's all going that we know? LeBlanc, Landon, and
Honey.
I'm gonna be honest. I haven't been keeping up with it. Like I said, I haven't been playing IRL Yu-Gi-Oh. That means I've not even been keeping up with. Now there was a YCS this weekend. I knew there was from people telling me.
I think
but-
the 3 of them posted a picture that they were there
Yeah.
this morning, so I think they'll be there. But I don't know. I don't like know anybody that's going from here or from around here. I don't think we usually hit Central or South very much.
you gonna try to win the next 4 regionals and be in the top 16 world's points?
No.
You're not that
Absolutely
far off.
I was like, who was it? I think me and Tom were talking, and he's like, "You're pretty close. You should probably try." I said, "Absolutely not. No. No."
I mean, you can probably make it.
I mean, yeah, if I would have been to more than 2 regionals this season, sure.
I mean, if you play the next 5 we have and you at least get top 16 of them, you may make it.
That's not happening. Because I'm not going to that many events.
Just lock it in and win all of them.
I mean, I could try, but like, I don't see a point in me trying. Like, if I didn't decide to try, like after Orlando, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, you would have
Like,
made it if you'd have tried it after Orlando.
Probably.
Tavion's got to lock in. He's what, 50 points behind?
He has like 30 something points more than me, I think.
Yeah, I think he's 50 points behind 16th place.
So he's trying to get me to go to both regionals.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
I think I would have had a lot better shot if I would have top Providence. If I would have top Providence, or even went to Houston,
Yeah.
I probably would have had a better shot. But it's not really something I was actively pursuing. It was just like I just did well at YCSs, so it's like kind of just fell in my lap, to be honest.
Hey, we got a new prize support at YCS this season.
That is cool.
Yeah,
Too bad it wasn't, this season.
I feel like the next season there's gonna be a lot more grinders than usual.
I feel like next season, I don't know. I don't want to put any guarantees, but I probably won't be trying as hard next season as I have been this season, to be honest.
Yeah. That was my plan too. So, but who knows?
Yeah. I mean, like the
Your
reason
prices were
I am
pushes.
is because I just started a new job, so it's like a new career. So like I'm gonna have less time to actually grind. I'm sure you guys can relate to that, but I'm kind of rambling now. But
Hey,
so
Speaking of the new prize support, we talked about it in the last podcast, if you guys watched that. But the last podcast was a little overwhelming. So, and we also have kind of some more information about it now. So, what are you guys' thoughts?
what is this more information that we know about it now?
Definite rarities is the more information.
Is the day 2's guaranteed rare?
Yes.
yeah,
I'm not going to comment on that.
it's not the best.
I think it's a throw.
I also think it's a throw. When I heard that they were rare, which I didn't read it on the Konami side, I was told, but as far as I know, it is confirmed now that they are rare. If I'm wrong, let me know. But them being rare as opposed to even Superman, or give us they could give us a dang shatter foil for all I care. You know, just something besides the worst rarity in the game.
Basically common.
Yeah, I feel like common's better.
It's the same thing. Okay, so I like the prizing and I appreciate it, but looking at it as this person, so let's say I'm gonna call him Timmy, little Timmy.
Well, Thomas.
He's been doing really poorly at the game, but he's getting better, right? And he's been playing for about a year now. Finally got his first invite. He goes to his first YCS, and then day 2's his first YCS, right?
Yep.
So he wants something to be like, look, Mom, I got this card for day 2ing a YCS. I feel like it takes a little bit off of it if the card is $25 compared to if the card is $250 because it's a special ultra rare or whatever. Like, yes, the game isn't about money, but whenever you're looking at like a kid, you know, trying to take something seriously and gaining nothing out of it, the parents aren't going to take it as seriously either.
Well, that, and it's like value. This isn't always the case, right? But a lot of times, like sentimental value and value, like how you perceive something, is related to monetary value. It's like if I go to an event and I've been going to events for 10 years and not getting there for day 2. I don't care as much, but like he said, a newer player, if you go to an event and you get something that is $25, you're not going to care about it as much as if it was, let's say, $100. Like, that just makes you feel better. It's like I spent my time to get this thing that, like, even if I would never sell it and just keep it as a trophy, it's like it makes me feel better that it has value.
Like, for example, me, I keep every single YCS mat that I earn. I do not get rid of them.
Me too.
Even if I get multiples or whatever. And I kept the oversized Glutonia that I won. And yes, that stuff's worth money, but like, you know, it's more of an like the Glutonia is more of an accomplishment to me than the playmats, right?
Yeah.
Because like that was like a milestone, and like I don't know,
Well,
felt like I earned something.
It was a milestone to you, but that was actually also, that specific one was a milestone for the game.
That is true.
Which is really cool. But no, even if it's not a monetary thing, it's like, to me, if I'm day 2, for me personally, as opposed to monetarily, it's if I'm day 2ing a YCS and I get this sick prize, I want to be able to play it. Like, okay, there's no choice. If I get a super rare, like let's say Caesar, okay, because Caesar's in the format, and Caesar's one of the cards. If I get a super rare stamped Caesar, 100% playing that over a QCR, over whatever I have right now. If I get a rare stamped Caesar, like, I would consider playing it, but it's definitely not going to be like oh, dude, I'm throwing this in my deck right now. Like, it's definitely not going to be that. As opposed to...
Yeah, people want rarity upgrades
and I mean,
their cards.
Even if it's not a rarity upgrade, it just, like, make it shiny in any capacity, right? It's like, because people don't want to play the rare in their extra deck as opposed to the QCR. Like, if they have, which they have it already, there's a super rare and an OTS pack of Caesar, okay? You could have, like, just make it playable. Make it shiny. You know, I think that's what people care
like
about.
The stamp's cool, but, like, as a rare, I understand what you guys are saying.
Yeah, I think the pricing is 100% like going in the right direction.
Yeah.
Oh, it's almost perfect. I think it's 80% there.
This year, Konami has grown a lot.
Yeah.
Like,
the only thing I want to change is I think regionals need a complete overhaul. Like, they need to be scrapped. Like, right now, you get less for topping a regional than whenever I started playing the game.
Yeah.
Yep.
Whenever I started playing the game, you got a binder and a playmat. Now you get a deck box or a playmat. I mean, that's debatable, but a binder is bigger than a deck box. And that's just science. I can't, you know.
Especially
I don't
bigger
make matter.
than
the Smart TCG deck box.
Smart TCG deck boxes.
My point is, I've been playing the game a long time.
Yeah.
And it's like my first regional was in 2008, I think.
Yeah.
And, you know.
Yeah, it has not gone uphill. And it is finally going uphill, which is really good. So I don't want, you know.
Yeah,
John Konami, when you watch this, don't think we're like hating on it. But
no.
It's
okay.
Definitely some of the decisions. You can still do a good thing and still be critiqued on it.
Yeah.
Which is what we're
All
doing.
criticism is good criticism.
I mean, I don't know if that's necessarily true. I think you're talking about publicity.
That's fine.
Which we at Guud Gaming are firm believers that all publicity is good publicity.
You know. Okay. That was stupid. But basically, I think that regionals need. I don't know. I don't have the secret sauce answer that they should just copy. That I don't know, right? Because there's a lot more to it than hey, just give us more prizing. Because I don't think that necessarily. I think it needs to mean more, right? Because I think it should be. You do well at your locals, okay? OTS Store Championship should be next, right? That should be your next goal. You shouldn't get the same prizing from an OTS Store Championship, which technically it says something different, but you pretty much get the same prizing from an OTS Store Championship as you do a regional.
Yep.
Do not agree with that. It should be a leveling thing. It should be locals, OTS Store Championship. You could argue OTS Store Championships or locals, whatever. I don't care. It's a bigger event. Then regionals. So you should get a little bit more for, especially if you get top 4 winning, whatever.
The problem with that is there's only 3 tiers to the Konami event system.
Yeah.
So OTS has to be lumped with one of them right now unless they overhaul that.
I mean, they just should. I mean, it's their system, right?
Yeah. They definitely can. Don't get me wrong.
If you think about it, like with a tournament, you're going to take an OTS more seriously than a locals.
Yeah.
You're going to take a regional more seriously than an OTS. And you're going to take a YCS more seriously than a regional.
Yep.
And then an NAWC or a WCQ is more serious than that. Then Worlds is like their own categorization,
Yeah, no, I agree. Something that I think would be cool if they implemented now that they switched everything kind of over to Neuron. I know at least at CM they've been using their new Neuron tournament system or whatever currently, where you can like see pairings on Neuron and you have to like enter differently. It's like, I don't know. They're slowly switching over to their like new Konami system. And World Points in Neuron now, and like all this stuff.
Oh yeah, next season I imagine you'll be entering events through Neuron.
Well, you already kind of can, but I think it's like a soft launch thing. Like I don't think that you do everywhere. But I'm not saying specifically entering events. I'm saying I think that they could and should do something connected to your like Neuron account, where you enter locals, you like build up points, and then you can like redeem those points.
That used to be a thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
But you didn't redeem points, so I'm not even talking about the UDS stuff. There used to be costly point ranking.
Yeah, I do know about that.
Yeah, do you know about that? Mm-hmm. So you would gain points essentially from attending locals, playing in locals,
that's
whatever.
That's where the playmat that says top 1,000 coffee
comes, and then people who got top 1,000 of the costly ranking, I don't know if they did different areas or whatever. I didn't, I was never good enough back then or played enough.
I think that would be a really cool thing where, so like right now, and it wasn't feasible really before they start like implementing it through Neuron, because now it's a lot more like streamlined. But everybody in our area, we go to locals and stuff, but a lot of people don't think it's worth it because there's no benefit.
Don't get me started on OTS packs, man.
Well,
we'll be here for a year.
I'm not, but the pricing's not very good. The competition a lot of times is not very good. So if you go to play tests, like a lot of times it just doesn't matter that much, et cetera, et cetera. Oh my god. But I think it would be cool if going there, then there was some benefit. Like if they did bring back the top 1,000 Cossi or top 500 Cossi thing or whatever, that would be cool. But I was thinking more along the lines of have like a Cossi point exclusive shop, and like you can redeem, and it could be like a inhibitively high number, so they're not just like giving away free money all the time. It could be like, you get 1 point a win and you have to have 300 points to redeem something. But I think that would be really cool.
I think that's a good idea, and I think something that they should make sure that if they did something like that, that it would be a part of it, is tournament entries. I think you should be able to redeem those points for tournament entries. I think it would help people,
Cool.
I'm even talking about, it might be a little hard to do it at the local level because you have the store.
Or
and
like
then,
a YCS entry.
Yeah, but like I'm talking like YCS and even regional entry.
Yeah.
It probably should.
Yeah, like you get 100 points from winning 6 locals in a month. Like, okay, that's a regional entry, Like,
yeah. And that way, like, it gets more people to enter events because you're getting more people to enter locals. Then if they're getting to enter this YCS for free. If you notice, the NAWCQ every single year, which I'm going to get to that about the YCS stuff. It's free entry. Obviously, you have to have an invite, but it's free entry. Then you also get stuff on entry. So a lot of people go to get the stuff, right? I think they should incorporate that into YCSs. That way it'll boost attendance.
I mean, look at the 50th YCSs.
Yep.
I mean, thousands more people than normal go to get the entry stuff.
Yeah.
Like, I think that it would definitely boost attendance.
Yeah, I mean, like, I think that I don't think it has to be. They still have to keep the 200s, the 300s, the whatever.
Special.
Yeah, special. Yeah. But I think giving more than 5 booster packs of the new set would help players more, I think.
And a coin.
I don't like the coins.
No.
The reason
The
I don't like
dice
the
were cool.
coins. Okay, so I want to explain this right now. I think the coins are cool. I have a lot of them. But the reason I don't like them as much as the dice is because you can't actually use them for anything in the game.
Nope.
Nothing.
Like, none of my Mitsurugi cards say flip a coin.
And please don't make them. Dear God, please don't make them say that.
What do you mean?
Bro.
You don't want to play
Flip a coin.
Pokemon?
No. Yeah, no. Also, speaking of that, kind of a left turn right here, but what do you guys think about the
I was about to bring it up. I know
World
what you're about to say.
Championship qualifier mats this year?
I think they're sick.
I wish it was Perulia.
I do too.
Ugh! That was the one that we were going to marry.
Yeah. Shout out that guy on Zodiac.
Killing it.
Shout out that guy on Zodiac. But no, I think the mats are sick. This is the first.
Poor meow.
Dude, I had Logan geeking on the way to wherever we were going.
I think the mats are sick. I think they did a good job with them. I like.
They're so sick, dude.
Compared to like last year, like the Vanquish Soul mat just didn't hit.
It's just
like
was the Vanquish Soul? No, Vanquish Soul was year before last.
No, it was
Vanquish Soul was last year.
Was it last
Year
year?
before last was McConco.
Yeah.
Or no.
It was the Vanquish Soul last year. I didn't get one because I didn't get to go with my plane.
No.
No,
What was cash entry?
No,
Nib?
cash
Nib.
entry was McConco.
No, it was Nib.
Nib.
No, Cash Tira?
It was, right?
Raleigh was McConco, 100%.
Maybe the year before was Nib.
I didn't get Nib.
Nib was with right of the AMC. It was the Nationals that wasn't Nationals.
But last year was Vanquish Soul because I didn't get one because plane got canceled. And then this year, it's Flawless. And the Flawless mat is sick.
Dude, I think that them making full art mats of hand traps is the coolest thing. It's like ever since they did it with Imperm for the Top Cup mat, I was like, which I saw
People
the Nib mat
hated
too.
on that one, though.
Dude, I thought it was so sick. It's like, sure, it's kind of like bland because it's Imperm, but it's like, it's such a cool concept. And now they do it with Fualos, and Fualos' art is sick, and it's sick as a mat. And then also Impulse is crazy.
Yeah, I think Impulse is like, that card's artwork is just generally good anyways.
The Impulse mat is crazy. And, yeah, it's just so sick, man. The dragon and the, like, girl on the card, it just makes such a good mat art. I love it. I love that. I think they're so sick.
Yeah.
I wasn't going to Nats probably, but
now he's got to.
Now I kind of got to go.
I think the mats are really dope. I'm happy that they're like doing better with their mats. Like even the Dragon mat for the regional, this mat's pretty cool.
It is actually really cool, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I think that's a good point is I like if you're giving a play mat for the WCQ,
yeah,
right? It should be something that signifies the year. Like FUWA came out this season.
Yeah.
And that card is literally just, and Impulse have both like just dominated.
Yep.
Like in every multiple decks.
And that's what they missed with Evenly, right? Because Evenly came out like 2 or 3 years before it got printed as a mat.
It was a good idea. It was just
why
executed like not well.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. I like it. I think it should signify the year, and I think it should also represent the broadest number of players that they can that they can get. Because like last year, the Vanquish Soul mat,
that was 2 years old.
10% of players play Vanquish Soul, even if it's 2 years old or whatever. It's like 10% of players play Vanquish Soul, and everyone in the event gets one. It's
Yeah.
like this 100% of people play Fool Us.
Unless you're just playing to have fun.
There's probably
90% of people are playing Fool Us, so that mat is going to like represent something to the overwhelming majority of people. The McConco mat, not doing that. Even like my first Nats, Satellar Knights was the mat, man. It's like that was the least played deck in the entire format.
I wish I would have got that, man.
It was in the format, but it was the least played deck in the format. It's like, and that's just been, I think, the trend since then. They pick like the least played deck of the year and put it on a mat.
Yeah,
like the McConco
my
mat.
first
Minus a
Nats
couple.
was the Mermail mat in 2013 during Dragon Roller Spellbook format.
Yep. Dude, that's the thing.
Which Mermail was a good deck that entire year until
Yeah.
that point, but at Nats, like, the deck was unplayable.
Yeah.
So it's like,
And it's like, I think the
My
only
first
one.
Nats mat was Spiral.
I think I was going to say that's the only one I think that they've done to like the representative deck of the format was Spiral.
Well, the
Spiral-
Spiral mat was printed, Spiral
During
wasn't even a
Zoo
good
It
deck.
was out of the format, but it was like
no,
that
it was
year.
that was during Zoo format.
Yeah, Helix hadn't even printed yet.
It wasn't the same
No,
year?
it wasn't
Really?
even a
Links
good
weren't
deck.
even
Okay,
out.
I'm
Yeah.
not remembering correctly.
It was before Link Monsters got printed.
So it just didn't matter.
No.
Okay. Yeah, it's just weird, man. It's like,
I forgot I had that, man.
I do like that instead of that, though, they're printing like relevant cards.
Yeah.
I think that's really cool. I do think personally.
I think they do insane on the judge mats.
I
Yeah,
personally
the judge mats
though,
are always crazy.
think that one of the mats for this year should have been this deck.
What deck?
Yeah.
I thought you were about to show a detonator. Or
No,
Rise
I think that it would have been
It'll
really
probably
cool.
be a Winnamat.
I think that
The
since
TCG exclusive, how they do like the weird Nats mats every year.
That'd be cool.
I think that since this is the best TCG exclusive in a while, I think that this and since it's going to be the best deck at Nats or one of them, it would be cool if this was the Nats mat. But
I bet it'll
What
be a Winnamat.
voice actors do you guys think they're going to have this year?
They didn't have any
I
last
don't
year,
think they're
right?
going to have any.
I think they will.
They didn't have
Think
any
so?
last year.
Well, I hope that it's Akiza's voice actress because I don't have her Ghost Rare autograph.
Well, it'll
yet.
definitely be the guy that plays Gaga. What's his name? Yuma?
Yeah.
Yuma? That's right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yuma.
That would be cool since the new
And then-
Gaga stuff's coming out.
And then what will be the other one is the question. I'm trying to think of like main character.
Blue
it
Eyes
might
is
be
a good deck.
It might be Kaiba, to be honest.
They don't always do main characters though.
That is true.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Blue Eyes is a meta deck.
It is a meta deck. Or it's like cards that are about to come out that haven't
It's
come out
going to
yet.
be Kaba because they're going to be like, he just summoned his rare stamped prize card Blue Eyes White Dragon.
He might be right. It's rare.
Yeah. They're going to be like, they'll do the thing day one. So then they'll be like, if you make it to tomorrow, you can get your rare Blue Eyes White Dragon. Ugh, I hope I'm wrong.
That's going to happen.
Watch out, Yugi. I just won this from getting day 2 at YCS Providence, Rhode Island.
No, I don't think you did.
No, I didn't.
No, I sure didn't.
Oh, I hope I'm wrong.
I think, I don't know. I think the voice actors are super important.
I think it's cool. They didn't do it last year, right?
Well, I think that was because, they still had it videoed.
Yeah, but they
Sure,
didn't have
sure.
one in person.
Yeah, I think that was because, like, some issue with them getting there.
The planes. Yeah. Hi.
Man, would they have had time to video it and then get it produced for the next day? If
I
it
mean,
was
probably
because of
not.
the
I'm
planes?
saying
Like,
it was probably some other reason.
Yeah.
It might have been the plane, probably not.
It's very impressive. If it was the flight issue, it's very impressive that they had
We need
it
a
done,
whole
but
group of people to go to their houses right now.
It's like, I don't know if that's the case. But I hope that they're back. I really like the voice actors being
That's
there.
always like the hypest part. That, and then this year they're going to announce, new prize card, new ban list, all that stuff.
A reconstruction of the regional circuit.
I really think that this Nats is
Please.
going to have so much new stuff coming in for the next season. I think it's going to be crazy.
I might cry.
I'm already crying.
I cry.
It's true, he is.
I cried at YCS Orlando.
He did. Because he was just thinking about the pain he was going to get whenever he got both of his tattoos.
I did get one of them.
Speaking of tattoos, shout out my boy.
Travis, bro. That's crazy. Shout out Travis. I know you watching this. Boy
Dude.
getting the Guud tattoo.
He
Absolutely
said, can
insane.
I get the
Legendary.
Guud tattoo? Absolutely.
Absolute legendary, bro. I think I saw him post it, and I was like,
Yeah,
I mean, I can't let somebody else have it and me not have it. I feel like I gotta get it.
He's got to get it, bro.
I
got it. Travis got it. What was this guy doing?
I probably won't get Goop Frog. I'll probably get a different one, but
That's fine. Get Flip Flop Frog.
I'll probably get one. Our next frog's probably gonna be Flip.
I might get that thing you showed me yesterday. I really like that.
He's not gonna like it once I tell him what it actually is.
I mean, that's fair. It looked cool though.
We have a new merch item coming, dropping in the store. It's gonna be a hat. It's got a shark on it.
It's really sick.
But it's it's the shark from
The evil twin thing.
I think it's Lila Treat or
It is.
one of them. Yeah, it's like a little shark that's like in the corner of the card, and I thought it looked sick, so I like.
I have a stack of those cards just because I love that shark so much.
Really? Okay,
Yeah.
I didn't know you knew what it was from.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm gonna put it on a hat.
He probably didn't know what it was from.
I didn't,
He just
100%.
happened to have the cards, and he's like, because I
I know
love
what it's
that
from.
card. Not because I was trying to get them for Jabin.
No, I knew it was from. It's really sick.
But anyway, I thought it was funny because the new live twin cards came out, and I mean, no other reason.
And TTR Selly.
Okay, speaking of that,
What?
you haven't heard this?
I haven't seen him yet, but I know what it is.
Okay, no, he hasn't heard it. Josh Levine, shout out you, okay? I get to TTD. He goes, yo, Luke, come here. I'm like, all right. He goes, check this out. He reaches in his bag, pulls out a pack of sleeves, puts them on the table. The sleeves are custom sleeves printed with that entire post.
That's great. That's great.
I was losing it, man.
I need some, bro.
It was so funny. I'm like, why do you have these?
It cracks me up because some people are so funny, man. Like, the amount of effort it took to do that, which is not a lot, but you had to go out of your way to do that.
I love
you know what
it,
I mean?
bro.
I love when people do stuff like that.
It was so funny. I was losing it all day. I thought it was so funny. He said I could get some. I meant to grab him on the way out, but I was doing deck profiles and forgot. Didn't get any. But I was like, dude, I will use those 100%. But no, I love that. Shout out you guys.
Well,
No, is there anything else cool coming up, or we want to end it off there? We talked about quite a few
Regional.
things.
the regional, I'll be there cosplaying as Minsu.
Yeah.
Well,
We're all
ju-
cosplaying as Minsu.
Just don't go
By
too
the
far
way.
with it. We might get canceled.
Not like that. So the joke is, Minsu stayed at my house. He left clothes there, and I said, I'm just going to show up to the regional wearing the clothes.
Yeah,
And
he has been saying that.
And then we were like, yeah, you can just cosplay as Minsu.
Bowl cut and all.
Bowl cut and all, you know? And then I was like, imagine if like all of us cosplay as Minsu. Tavion. With a bowl cut, you know?
Tavia, oh my god.
I'm gonna get a play
Or like
mat. It's gonna
Levi's
be
big ass. Just with like a
Minsu screaming type shit.
Bro. It's going to be fun. I have not been to Duel in a long time, man.
The last time I went after the regional, like I was so hungry. We went to a Popeyes and they informed me that they didn't have chicken.
Yeah.
They weren't close to closing.
That's you should have
I
went to
said,
Hattie B's.
"What else do you have?"
Fries.
They said biscuits. I did not get any biscuits.
Should have went to Hattie B's.
Well, we'll either be going there or to probably K or Q Chicken. Is that the one that
They'll
we
probably
went
be
to?
going to Cookhouse so they can drive 8 hours to Pittsburgh.
If we go to
Whatever.
it's 4 hours. It's 4
Sorry, 4
hours away.
Yeah.
Well, last night he said it's
I'm
an
thinking
8-hour
coming back
drive. I
here
was
and
like,
going
it's
there.
literally half that. It's half that.
You
amount.
know Isaiah's sense of time. You add a couple hours every time.
Okay.
I did that on purpose.
His sense of time is like no one I've ever seen.
To be fair, I had a couple hours. I travel with this guy a lot.
He'll be like,
That
it's
doesn't
5
even
hours
make
from my
sense.
house. I'm like, Isaiah, I live further than you, and it's 4 from me. Like,
It doesn't make sense, bro. No, okay. His time to get to places is thrown off. My time of when to be at places is thrown off. It's not
you
the same
know when
thing.
to be there. It's
I just am not there.
You try.
They conflict.
Nah, it'll be fun. I'm playing a real deck this weekend, so if when I do bad, you guys can roast me.
You heard it.
Yeah, you can roast me. I don't care. You can roast me anyway. But like last weekend, I was playing a pretty bad deck. You can still roast me though.
What did you play? Did you play the same deck that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Dude.
One of Ghost Ogre's crazy.
Oh my gosh. For all of you that did not watch that deck profile, the Centurion guy, we posted his deck profile. I was doing his deck profile. He was my round 1 opponent. I go, game 3, man, I had my hand was all gas. I had 4 different ways to full combo. And he was like, Bestial on my Saphira. I was like, sure. And then he was like, he Bestialed something else. And then he ashed my pre-prep. And I was like, yeah. And then I had Barrier in my hand. I was like, Barrier. It was like my last card in hand. I was like, Barrier. He's like, yeah. It's like, activate Barrier. He's like, oh, that isn't on activation? I was like, nah. He's like, I'll Ghost Ogre it. It's like, sure, man, I'll pass. And he killed me. And I'm doing his deck profile. And he goes through his hand traps. And he goes, yeah, and for my last hand trap, I was playing 43 cards, and I really wanted to play 44, so I played 1 Ghost Ogre.
And the deck profile Luke goes, oh my god!
I was so mad, dude. I was about to lose my mind.
1!
Oh, it still hurts me.
Get outplayed.
It still hurts me. But he did do well. I was like, I was outside, I walked back in. I see him at table 2 playing Connor. And I was like, please beat Connor.
He could Connor.
Please. Brother.
Connor lost at table 2 and got 11th.
That's justice.
The Centurion guy won at table 2 and got 5th. How do you win at table 2 and not make top 4?
How do you lose at table 1 and not top 16 a tournament?
What?
You know exactly what I'm talking about. Shout out Jabin.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
Bro.
Shout out Javen. Happy birthday, Javen.
Yeah, it was
It's not his
yesterday. It was his
It
birthday.
was yesterday.
Yeah, I mean, it was. I saw today.
I give a Good Gaming sticker to anybody who can tell me in the comments
How
old
Javen
Jabin is.
First person to comment correctly gets a Good Gaming sticker.
That doesn't know Jabin.
Yeah, if you know Jabin.
Javen's like, hey.
They may not even know. Give me this, dude.
He said, I don't know Jabin. I am Jabin.
I am Javen.
I'll give you one for free, buddy.
Yeah,
But
see you guys in Duluth.
yeah, see you guys in Duluth. I will have some Good Gaming shirts. So if you would like a Good Gaming shirt, come hit me up. Or hit any of us up, and they will direct you to me, who will have the Good Gaming shirts. We may even have some shark hats. Who knows?
I can't wait.
Depends on if I can get those in before then. They're cool. They're not going to have our logo or anything on them. They're just going to be the shark hat. So even if you hate us, you could still get a hat. So yeah,
Or a Good Gaming Sucks shirt.
If you hate us a lot, you should get a Good Gaming Sucks shirt. I would say.
If you hate us a lot, we'll make you a special one that says, I really hate your game. Costs a little extra, though.
Anyway, thank you guys for watching. Let us know in the comments what you were playing this weekend, and if we'll see you there. I am playing a deck that has this card in it, which is Mitsurugi Prayers.
I'm playing
Same.
a deck that has this card in it.
Ash Blossom.
Which is Ash Blossom and Joyous
Ash
Spring.
Blossom and Joyous Spring. It may be Feed Ash. I don't know. Depends if I'm feeling wild that day.
Shout out Thomas. He got he had to replace his
LS.
Ash Blossoms, and
Yeah, he
in
did have to
Louisville.
replace his Ash Blossoms.
they were marked. So Thomas cheats. Just
That's
so
the
you
only
guys
way he
know.
can top a regional.
Yep.
They weren't marked.
Anyway,
That's it. Catch you guys in the next one. That's it for that one. Oh, my God.